Hey everybody, James here with BaseZero Studios with today's install of BZ Bytes. Today we're going to be talking about SEO, and if you don't know what that means, then I will switch cameras here real quick and show you. It is search engine optimization. This is a methodology of strategies, techniques, and tactics used to increase the amount of visitors or traffic to a website. All right, pretty straightforward, right? So here's the deal. Most websites are not are either not search optimized for search engines or are poorly optimized for search engines. Um, so what we're going to do today is just give you 5 quick little takeaways or bites, if you will, that you can use to start making improvements, or if you have a web development team, pass off to them uh, to, to at least get the conversation started about getting better optimization on your website. So let me go ahead and get this queued up here, and we'll head back to our screen. There we go. All right. So improve your organic SEO. Actually, real quick, like before we go down this road, I want to point out one thing here. All right. Now, a lot of people say, what's the big deal? Why do I need to worry about search engine optimization? Well, let me tell you why. Search engine optimization, both in the organic and the paid sense, um, is so important. Uh, let me give you some statistics here to back this up. Um, Not only is it important now, but it's going to be even more important going forward. And here's why. 40% of people that are searching for what you do, all right, not by your name, but a product or a service that you provide, 40% of people are using Google or Bing or Yahoo to search you out, all right, or to search that product and service out to find what they need, to find a supplier or a source. 70% of those people will scroll past the paid ads and not click on the paid ads and go straight to the organic results. 75% of those people will not click past the first page of the results that the search brings up. So if you're organically not showing up on the first page, your chances of being seen have been dramatically reduced. Okay, so it is extremely, extremely, vitally important that you up your organic SEO game. All right, so back to our bullets here. How do we improve that? Well, idea number one would be write better copy for your website. Okay, now I know that sounds, maybe it's a bit condescending, maybe it's a bit, I don't know, off-putting, but the point is, you have to take into account that the people or the entities, if you will, that are reading the copy on your website are not just limited to people. The search engines are smart enough now that they're reading, they have the intelligence now to read the copy on your website and then rank you according to what is being said. So, um, improper grammar, keywords, either too many or not enough, describing your product and your service can really take a toll on just the natural organic placement of your website because of the copy being poorly written. There's a way to write copy that will describe who you are, what you do, what you sell, and then there's a way to write that same copy with the right saturation of keywords um, for that page that will get you far better results. And that's the reason that there are professionals that do exactly that. So look into your copy. And you know what? Run it by a few people, from a grammatical sense. Run it by a few people. Have them take a look at it and listen to it. Does it really speak directly and informatively about who it is that you are and what you do and the service that you provide? And then at the same time, it wouldn't hurt to get someone involved again who writes copy professionally to give their feedback on it as well. All right, moving on. On that note, be ethical, don't stuff. Okay, what does that mean? Keyword stuffing means throwing every word that you can think of on a page, and in some cases ad nauseum, multiple times, in order to, you know, to fill your page up with keyword content. The problem with that is if it's over a certain percentage, and it varies from search engine to search engine, you put too many keywords on your page, the search engines will call you out. Gone are the days when you can, have a white page with white text and just throw everything on there that's related either to your product or service or maybe something completely unrelated in an effort just to draw in any kind of traffic that you can. That worked in the early days. Doesn't work now. In fact, now, if you do that, you run the risk of getting blacklisted by the search engines, and you don't want to be blacklisted because that's a lot more work and a lot more expense to come back from than just doing it right in the first place. So just be ethical. Be honest about who you are and what you do. And then, like I said, everything will take care of it. Everything after that will take care of itself pretty much. All right, next one. Increase your inbound and outbound links. Inbound and outbound links, there's linking that can happen between the pages on your site. There's places to improve that. And then outbound links, contributing to blogs and other sources, reputable sources. Creating this link traffic with your inbound outbound links is big, and Google takes notice of this. In fact, right now I think, don't quote me on this, but I think it's at 1,000 links right now that Google likes to see in order to really have relevancy in your again, following the keyword strategy that you're pursuing. Having that many links is part of what's called a link building strategy in order to get you placement and help you climb up in the rankings on your SEO efforts, organically speaking. So, fourth point, network. Now, we all know what it means to network in person. You show up at an event, you shake a few hands, you pass out a card, and take some other cards from other people, and conversation, somebody down the road meets somebody else and that needs your product or service, and they're like, hey, I know a guy or a gal, and so then they give them your card. So that networking paid off where you didn't get to meet the person directly, but somehow the business found its way back to you because you were working the network, so to speak. Well, online, it's a little bit different, but yet the concept is the same. So you've got your social media efforts. You've got LinkedIn, you've got Facebook, you got Twitter, you got Instagram. All of these different places, apart from your website, that you can go out through a social media program. And again, inbound and outbound links all tie this web together, okay? Because that's exactly why it's called the World Wide Web, because it's not just these isolated little locations on the web. They're all interconnected, and the more links that you have, both on the reputable source links, as well as LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter platforms, these are ways to thicken up and make your linking much more dense, and thereby tighten up your network. So yeah, there you go. I kind of talked that one into the ground. Let's go on to the fifth one. Finally, put some mechanics in place on your website to encourage repeat visits, to get people to come back. Somebody that comes and visits your site one time is one thing, and that's good. Traffic is good. But somebody that comes back and visits your site from the same IP address or from the same destination, that's better. That weighs heavier in Google's ranking system, and can only add to your relevancy on a topic or on a subject. And especially if they come in through a source, as far as like a search, or a redirect from another source. So, mechanics that could help you leverage that kind of activity would be like a blog. If you have a blog on your website, that's something that people could come back to. Maybe an event calendar, maybe a gallery, album feed. Maybe you have a page for resources where you source links out to other businesses that do other things. And like I said, there's maybe it's a series of training videos or support documents or frequently asked questions. Anything that you can put out there that will entice and encourage people to come back is can only help. SEO has been compared to a rowboat. All right, this is the one thing to remember. You get in that rowboat and you start rowing. Um, the current that's being created that you're rowing against to get upstream is competitors and other people in your space vying for that same attention by the search engines. Okay, so everything that you do to put the effort into your organic SEO is only going to help. And if you really truly want to be competitive in that space, there's other things that you can do. We'd be more than happy to talk to you about those. Give us a call. Feel free to comment, share, subscribe, follow, and be part of the conversation. We're on Facebook, Twitter, all the usual places. This is James with BaseZero Studios. Hopefully this was helpful. Again, today's BZ Bite was about how to improve on your organic SEO. Simple things that you can do, because we're here just to give you everyday marketing tips, because you should be marketing every day. Have a good day, and we'll talk to you soon.